Hi, today's lesson is all about basic strumming for fretless or fretted cigar box guitars. If you're fretless and you're using a slide, just remember to be over top of your fret marks. I'm going to be using the one finger method today, so I'm not going to use a slide. And before I start talking about strumming, I like to point out that I'm tuned to G, G, D, G, and this forms a G5 chord. The reason it's called a 5 chord is if you take your hand and you go G, A, B, C, D, when you get to the 5th finger, you have the note D. 5 fingers away, it's a 5 chord. And what's great about this, because it's not major or minor, some people call it modal, is as you go up and down the instrument, you can find every chord you're going to need to play every song. You can get a lyric sheet from the internet, and don't worry about the major, minor, 7th, and all the other stuff. Just all you need is the name of the note, and you can play it. And of course, this is G. So this would be G sharp. Sharp means higher. It's been raised, so that's G sharp. The next note is A. Now if we go back from A, it gets lower, and that would be a flat. So this fret here has the name G sharp and A flat. Now I'm not going to tell you that for every fret. I'm just going to go through it once with sharps, but I figured you might want to know that. So we have G, G sharp, A sharp, B, C. We don't use B sharp. C sharp, D, D sharp, E. We don't use E sharp, F, F sharp, and on the 12th fret we start with G again. I get asked a lot, why isn't it even? Why are we skipping a couple sharps? Why does this happen? Well, the reason is because music is something that occurs naturally. So it isn't like a made-up number system, or the Dewey Decimal System or something that we've created, like the 1 through 10 number system and all that stuff. This occurs naturally in nature. And what happens is you take any vibrating string, it could be a telephone line, anything. If you can touch it in the center while it's vibrating, you get that harmonic sound. It could be a bow, anything at all. This is just something that occurs physically in nature. So that's the octave. It has the same tonal characteristics to our ears as a string open, whereas none of the other spots do. So a guy named Pythagoras divided it all up for us a long time ago. Now there's way more to that, but that's why it is the way it is. Now it's often been suggested that you write the chords on a piece of tape on the side of your guitar. If you're new, this is a great suggestion. But what you want to do is make sure that you use drafting tape or painter's tape. Masking tape, scotch tape, and packing tape, and heaven forbid, gaff tape, will leave a really bad residue. And it's hard to clean off your guitar. And if your guitar is bare wood, and actually, if you leave it on for quite a while, it can sort of work its way in. And if you do get it off, you usually have to use a solvent, and that stains your guitar. You don't want any of that. And the other thing you want to do is put a little fold at each end, which I think I've done here, hopefully. And what that means is you can just lift it up, and you can pull it off when you don't need it anymore. Let's hope I don't need it, eh? So when you don't need it anymore, you can just, and there's no sticky residue, nothing whatsoever, nothing has to be cleaned. And the other thing I've actually seen happen, I had to repair a guy's neck with some filler, is he was using masking tape, left it on for a long time. When he pulled it off, it took some little splinters of wood with it because of how the grain was on his particular instrument. I've only seen that ever happen once, but once again, probably best not to do that. See if I can make a basket. No, I didn't. Oh well. So now we're going to talk about strumming. One of the first ways to strum is with your first finger. Make it really loose and just strum down. And I'm going to use my left hand for muting the strings so that I can talk mostly. Just like that. We'll get to picks in a minute. really gently. Don't make it stiff. really gently. Like that. As a matter of fact, that is an official strum called 4 to the bar or 4 on the floor, and it's, believe it or not, used a lot in jazz songs, especially from the 50s. Probably a little faster. If you think about your foot tapping, so that was 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're starting with 4 beats because it's the most common time. As a matter of fact, it's called common time, 4/4. Now we're going to dwell on this too much, but what it means is there's 4 beats in a measure. 1, 2, 3, 4. And they're called quarter notes because they take up a quarter of the measure. 4 times 4, you know. 2, 3, 4. We'll talk about some other timings in a bit. So if you're tapping your foot, I didn't want to put a camera on my foot, so I can use my hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. You notice your hand comes up, right? That's the and. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and. That would put twice as many notes in there. So that's what people call eighth notes. Don't have to worry about anything else. That's all I'm going to tell you. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So the basic down, up strum is just down, up, down, just like your foot. The neat thing about your finger is the top side. Is that the top side? Bottom side? Other side is soft. So you've got your nail on one side and a soft side. So it automatically gives you a nice feel. So if you've been having trouble with picks, you may want to start with your finger. I'm going to switch to a pick. First pick I'm going to use is a very light pick. The reason I'm going to suggest a very light pick if you're new is it's a lot like your finger. It just brushes against the string. As a matter of fact, on some records you can actually hear the sound of the pick because they're using a light pick. They like that sound. That's called your basic down-up strum. Okay, that's pretty boring, isn't it? So another strum, I'm going to start adding in just one upstroke or eighth note at a time. And I'm going to add one in on the 4, after the 4. So it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. As you can see, it becomes a little more interesting than just going down, up, down, up, down, up. I'm going to move that, and I'm going to do a 3 and instead of a 4 and. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you see, it changes the feel of the whole thing. Now I'm not going to do each one that we could do. I'm going to jump ahead and do, let's see, 1 and 2, 3 and 4. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Now another very common strum is 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and. 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Another one is 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1. When you speed them up, then you start to hear songs in them. So my suggestion is take each one of these that I've mentioned to you, write them down and practice them really slowly until it feels comfortable. It should be very natural. Sure, your foot should be able to tap along with it. It's really good to develop the ability to be able to tap your foot. Keep it really, really simple. If you get tired of the thin sound of the pick and you want to move up to a heavier sound, bigger pick, then just hold it a little lighter. And as far as holding the pick goes, you just sort of make a fist, light fist, you know. Whoops. You just sort of make a fist, light fist. And you just put the pick in there, kind of like that. See that? All right. I think my camera's backwards. Maybe it's me. Sort of like that. Now you don't want to grip it or anything, especially with a heavier pick, because it would just go crack. You want to be a little bit loose there. The one thing you don't want to have happen is have your first finger come down like that, because it's going to hit instead of your pick. And it's going to sound messy and probably irritate your hand or something. You just want to hold a heavier pick a little lighter. Before I go, I'd like to mention 3/4 time. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. If you got to keep track of where you are in the song, you can also go 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 4, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. And as with the other stuff, with a waltz, you can add in an and. So I'll go really slow here. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. Speed it up a bit. Like that. Okay, there's lots more we could talk about, but I'm going to stop there for today. That should give you lots to get started. Just learn them slow, and then when you speed them up and get comfortable with them, you'll start to hear all sorts of songs you've heard in them. Have a great day. Bye.